It's been 10 months since Alec Baldwin shot 2 people on the set of Rust, injuring the director Joel Souza and tragically killing the cinematographer Halyna Hutchins. And throughout this entire time, Alec Baldwin has sworn up and down that he never pulled the trigger. I never did it. It wasn't me. I was just pointing the gun and the gun went off. Alec Baldwin says he didn't pull the trigger in the fatal shooting on the Rust set. This is from December 2nd, 2021. Even though so many people on the set said no, Alec Baldwin pulled the trigger, and even though anyone who has any working knowledge of weapons at all and is familiar with that revolver knows that it is impossible for it to fire unless you pull the trigger, barring some insane mechanical failure of the weapon that would easily be seen upon inspection. Well, now the real truth is finally out there and finally been confirmed. Alec Baldwin is a liar. FBI report confirms Alec Baldwin pulled the trigger in fatal Rust set shooting. The feds have all but concluded Alec Baldwin must have fired the weapon on the set of the movie Rust that killed cinematographer Halyna Hutchins, according to a bombshell report. And before we see the details behind that report, let's just remember what Alec Baldwin told everyone. He swore up and down when he got interviewed by his friend George Stephanopoulos, when ABC News got the exclusive, asked no hard-hitting questions, and allowed this man to use their platform to lie to this entire country and the entire world after killing someone.
It wasn't in the script for the trigger to be pulled.
Well, the trigger wasn't pulled. I didn't pull the trigger.
So you never pulled the trigger?
No. I would never point a gun at anyone and pull a trigger at them, never.
What did you...
Liar. Alec Baldwin is a liar. Just like we've said this entire time, just like I've been saying for 10 months, 9 months, 8 months, 7 months, all the different times that we've had updates on this case. I've told you that there is no way that this is possible unless there was a huge internal mechanism failure within this gun, which would be easily seen upon inspection. That's not what happened. Here's what the FBI reported. Accidental discharge testing determined the firearm used in the shooting, a .45 Colt single-action revolver, could not have fired without the trigger being pulled. The FBI report shows with the hammer in the quarter and half cock positions, the gun, quote, could not be made to fire without a pull of the trigger, the report said. With the hammer fully cocked, the gun, quote, could not be made to fire without a pull of the trigger while working the internal components were intact and functional, the report stated. Now, I've thought for a while that likely Alec Baldwin, who did cock this gun, who had the gun cocked at the time when he was pointing it at the camera and actually at Halyna Hutchins, I think that it's likely that either he just pulled the trigger because he didn't think anything had happened, or he was actually trying to decock the revolver. And to do so, you have to pull the trigger. Now, of course, you're holding on to the hammer while you're doing so. That's how single-action revolvers work. That's how you have to decock them. That's what I think Alec Baldwin was doing when this happened, but there is no doubt at this point that that gun, that the trigger was pulled when it discharged. Alec Baldwin, like we've known this entire time, is a disgusting liar. And who knows? They have not ruled out charging him. The FBI's turned all this information over to the sheriff's office. They still could potentially charge him. At this point, with all this time spent, I don't think anything's gonna happen to Alec Baldwin. I really don't. It's clear that a lot of people are responsible in this case. We've talked about it. You can go back and watch all those videos from months ago. You have the armorer who was responsible for the weapon. You have the assistant director who gave the gun to Alec Baldwin. Of course, Alec Baldwin himself, who is holding it and is also a producer on this production. Alec Baldwin is a piece of human garbage who used ABC's platform, right? ABC let him do this, and George Stephanopoulos, his buddy, let him do this. Let him lie to the world without any pushback. And now, it's all coming back to bite him in the ass. He pulled the trigger, bottom line. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone. And a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.